The weekend deserves a special breakfast. Any day that we're not working, we deserve to take a bit of extra time and make something, something nice, something fancy. So let's make some bacon omelette cups. We're going to need a muffin tray and you're going to need to spray this with oil. I stupidly tried to do this once without the oil because bacon is very fatty and in my mind it's its own natural lubricant. No, wrong. You will be cleaning and scrubbing this tin till next Wednesday. Just use the spray oil and then, go ahead and clean down the counter from all the rogue spray oil that's gotten everywhere. Great way to start the day. Good job, Sarah. Now I'm going to use streaky bacon. I also have a nice recipe that I might do in a couple of weekends from now with hash browns. That's kind of similar to this, but let's just start with the basics. So you want to take your streaky bacon strips and you want to wrap it around the outside of each little, is it called a muffin hole? That doesn't sound correct, but you know what I mean. You want to wrap the bacon around in such a way that it kind of mimics a cupcake case. And you want to make sure you get a little bit of bacon on the bottom where the egg is going to sit on top of it. It's going to help that egg lift out when it's cooked. The egg is going to stick like mad, but if you get just a little bit of the bacon folding over the bottom, it will help. I'm also, if you see there with the scissors, I'm just cutting these like little notches in the fat so that the streaky bacon will sit flat around the top. This isn't like just kind of an aesthetic thing. This is because when it hits the heat of the oven, the bacon is going to contract. It's going to kind of curl in on top of the egg. And that's going to push down on the egg. It's going to make the egg spill out over the sides. And it's just, it's a mess. So just a couple of snips, 2 or 3 around the edges of the fat. And just make sure they're kind of lying a little bit flat against that tray. You can see it better than I'm explaining it, but you get the drift. So while I'm endlessly doing this, make sure that your oven is heating up. We're going to have it at 180 Celsius for this. They're only going to take about 10 minutes or so in the oven. Now, 2 eggs, a little bit of milk, and some salt and pepper. And then you're just going to use a whisk or a fork, mix that up. I'm just doing 4 cups this morning. This might seem like it's not a lot of egg mix. You don't want to fill these more than halfway. Trust me, there'll be a point where you're pouring it in and you think it's not enough and you want to maybe crack a 3rd egg in. Resist that urge. This egg is going to fluff up. It's going to rise a lot more than you think it's going to rise. So 2 eggs is plenty for 4 of these cups. And I even had a little bit of spillage on one of these, even just with 2 eggs and the amount of milk I put in. So I'm done. I'll stop labouring the point. I'll just shut up. The point is just don't overfill them. Now, for your toppings or your fillings, whatever you would normally like in your omelette, I'm going to use what's in my fridge that I need to get rid of. So I have a little bit of a red pepper and some green onions. I'm going to dice these up and just sprinkle them on. This would be lovely with mushrooms. This would be lovely as well with smoked salmon and spinach. There's so many things you can put in these. And the beauty of them being just these little individual cups is you don't have to do them all the same. When these are cooked, if you let them cool, you can freeze these individually and defrost them throughout the week. So I have one morning where I have to get up at 4:30 for work. Thank God it's only once a week. But these are kind of ideal to just take out and have on the go. Bit of cheese, finish off with some grated cheddar and mozzarella. And then I'm going to put these in the oven, which should be at 180 Celsius. Now, time-wise, it can vary. We're looking at about the 10-minute mark. Just keep an eye on them. We're going to see that egg fluff up. See that? They're going to rise quite a bit. And don't go ahead and try to just, turn it over. You want to go around the edges with a little butter knife just to make sure. There will be a little bit of sticking, but we just want to release that before we try and tip them out. So here they are. They will not be Instagrammable if I've made them ever, but my God, do they taste good. They're just the perfect bite. Give them a go yourself. I'm telling you, whatever toppings you normally like in an omelette, try it out You don't have to do them all the same, and you don't have to have them all in one go. Now, you probably will. It's only 2 eggs and some veggies and a tiny sprinkle of cheese. But if you had a couple of people there for breakfast, you'd be able to get a tray of them or 2 trays of them in the oven at once, and everyone can have their omelette at the same time, which, like pancakes, sometimes the pan gets bogarted and everyone else just has to wait. Not in this case. So they are my bacon omelette cups. I hope you give them a try, and I hope you like them.